One more question around Unicon. I have very wonderful memories of visiting the Unicon office in Phoenix, and I think it was close to Halloween. So there are these fantastic decorations, right? So I remember a tree growing out of certain areas as the teams built out their Halloween decorations. Um, and now maybe those stay up year round, but in this day and age of remote work, and when I see those beautiful trees in the background, that doesn't look like Phoenix. So how do you continue to grow and maintain your the Unicon culture and for you as well, having now stepped up into this amazing role of co-CEO and very very deserved. How are you doing that and building and maintaining and strengthening and reinforcing the wonderful Unicon culture?
Yeah, it is an exciting time to take the reins. It's also sort of an unprecedented time with this remote first expectation from employees. But just a comment on our work first. So our work has really always been distributed since our clients are all over, and we don't have a heavy travel culture. I come from management consulting in a heavy travel culture, and a lot of us came to Unicon because that was not the life we wanted to live. So our project teams have served our clients in a remote way since the very beginning of the firm. So while our in-person presence is admittedly much, much smaller than pre-pandemic, so it took us 41 minutes to get to pandemic, our work itself really hasn't changed that much. That said, I haven't really codified this, but maybe 3 things that I'll say about building and maintaining culture. At first, at Unicon, we have 5 core values. So our core values are integrity, mastery, impact, curiosity, and uplift. And our first rule is hire well. So when you have these guiding values, it's imperative that you use them in hiring, no exception. Yeah. Everybody knows when somebody doesn't check one of the values boxes. And when we hear that, they're not hired. So our employee engagement surveys that we do quarterly with our folks internally tell us that the #1 reason people work at Unicon is because of their teammates, the people they get to work with.
Great.
So one of my jobs is to make sure that we continue to foster a culture that attracts and retains really exceptional people. And that's very important to keeping the culture that we have. The second rule for our talent is, and this is remote or not, but giving them the autonomy to do their jobs well and then provide support when and where they need it. So we don't have people managers inside of our services department. And sometimes our new hires are like, what do you mean we don't have people managers? Right. We have project managers, and project managers are critical to the delivery success of our client engagement. But we don't have people managers in our services team. It's just not overhead that we care to pay for. And when you have high-performing adults who want to own their own work effort, you don't place a manager over them, poking them for status, right? You give them the right amount of support, and then you get out of their way. And that's our cultural approach. So third thing I'll say is that we really, truly respect our employees' home lives. And we recognize that, especially in a remote-first workforce, each employee every day blends work and home. And I don't say balance, because in the visual of a balance, one is up and one is down. Okay. So to me, it's a blend, and people are inviting you into their homes, which is usually where their work environment is, and that blend is something that shows us all that each of us are multidimensional human beings. And when you treat people as such, and you recognize that they have home lives and work lives, they bring the best of themselves to work because they know that they don't have to be one thing over here and another thing over here. So the average tenure for Unicon employees, I'm proud to say, is 10 years. Wow. We actually have people celebrating 25 this year who are not our founders. And as you know, the culture is not the executive team or the founders, it's the collective behavior of the group. So we're very grateful to have employees who have been here for a decade or 2, and these folks model the culture in their team interactions, their client interactions, and then our newer employees are able to sort of see that and learn the norms through those remote interactions, but very personable Zoom chat, lots of ways for people to be connected. So coming full circle, when you hire for those shared values you allow newer folks to add to that collective culture in a way that keeps Unicon a great place to work. And I'm very proud of the culture that we've built and the people who make it that way, all of our employees.
Well, yeah, you definitely should be, and everyone that I've interacted with at Unicon has really impressed me, and that's a very refreshing attitude. I think some of what you read in the paper or online about and they tend to be some of the larger organizations saying no, everyone has to come back to the office, and to me that seems short-sighted. That through the pandemic, we've seen that we can just get on with things, and so that humans are adaptable, and so to force everyone into a single model and back on the highways and in traffic and away from that blend of their lives, of which work is a very important part. To me, it just seems short-sighted. So we likewise try to find that balance. But I think that's having the right people to fit that culture, and then ultimately to deliver on some of the amazing projects that you described for us today. So fantastic.
And we are looking to create a community of really experienced folks to serve this space, and it would be silly for us to think that we could find them all within the Phoenix metro area. So being able to be more remote friendly allows us to hire from all over, and it allows people, again, to do the things they want to do for their families and in their personal lives, but then also contribute to something that they believe in. So that just makes operational sense.
Yeah, fantastic. Wonderful. Well, Kate, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate your insights across so many different areas, and amazing to hear all the wonderful work that Unicon is doing. So thank you again for your time. And yes, we'll splice in a new section at the end, just with that update on whatever the latest is on. I think we'll have the computers will do that for us. So there'll be, there you go. Yes, our avatars will carry on from here.
Great. Thanks so much, Dan. Really good to talk to you.
Pleasure. Thank you, Kate. Bye.